Hello, how are you? And welcome. It's Craig at Fludded, and another video. I've not done one for a while, so I'm very sorry. But there you are. I'm doing one now, and I'm doing. I've done a comparison with of Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and the version that Warner Brothers put out. Of course, he'd always intended Zack to, I think, make a TV miniseries was the plan. He shot it long. It was always going to be about more than 4 hours of cut timeline, if you like, that he was going to produce. But then the devastating news about his daughter, the death of his daughter, meant that he had to step down from the post-production part, to which the studio decided to step in and make some changes. They decided they didn't like so much what he was doing, and they appointed Joss Whedon to come in and oversee the film getting completed on the basis that he gave him the mandate that to do it, but you must make it shorter into one coherent film, brighten it up picture-wise. It looks too grainy or dark and gritty, I guess, and also put some jokes in it. Which is what I believe the story goes. That's what the Warner Brothers studios told him to do. And I think that the person that told him to do it, there's our heroes there, what a great shot, was this chap here. This chap here, his name is Kevin Tsujihara. He's the CEO of, you're over there. He's the CEO of Warner Brothers. And I guess if he's the person in charge, he's the one calling the shots and saying quite literally, make these changes. I'm an expert. I know all about it. Here's the changes to make to the film. Oops. And that's what you got to do. So he says, Kevin says, all right, Joss, off you go. Make those changes. I know all about storytelling. I know all about films. Even though when you research Kevin, he's a bit of a accountant. Actually, he's a business guy, an accountant. But go ahead, Kevin. Make some decisions about storytelling and filmmaking. We're all dead keen to hear your views. So he does that, and in between, of course. Flirting with his new friend, allegedly, Charlotte Kirk, who apparently, according to allegedness, was receiving invitations to auditions if she fulfilled his lustful desire. Even though a married man with kids, that's something he wanted. What does that remind you of? Any particular story? Warner Brothers CEO faces legal investigation. I'm not trying to disqualify the character of the man. He seems to have done that himself. But that's the Warner Brothers CEO, expert in storytelling, and we all need to listen to him. He actually did an apology, that memo that he sent to all the staff. Oh my God. Well, you don't apologize for something you haven't done, right? The Justice League that was released did okay. It got 656 million box office worldwide. That's pretty good. I don't get that much when I release a film. Not that I've ever released a film. I wouldn't even know what 655 or 56 million looks like. So it did pretty good, Justice League, when it was released in the cinema. Of course, the coup, as they call it, arrived, and the release of Zack Snyder's Justice League looked like it was going to have a very different situation to have to deal with. The Zack Snyder version was shot for IMAX, so it's shot in 4:3, or it was always going to be on the format of 4:3, which doesn't bother me in the slightest. I'm very happy to watch something in 4:3. Call me old-fashioned. The 69 format is lovely, a lovely format, and you get all the, what's it called, the vanishing points and stuff like that. I understand it. I know about Michelangelo. I know about the whole arguments about why 69 is better. But 4:3 was okay with me. I didn't really mind, because I've quite a large, big TV, you see. So I cropped it in my brain, and it was good. I liked, by the way, the original one as well, the one that actually got released, the brighter, shinier, more colourful version with the jokes in. I didn't mind it too much. I got a bit bored and a bit confused about motivations and, you know, why are they doing this and how did they get there and how did she know they were there and what, you know, I got a little bit sort of muddled. What this Russian family? What's happening now? You know, it was what they live in this house alone. What's going on? It was all a bit weird, certainly towards the end. Steppenwolf looks a bit weird. So, I don't know. It was okay, though. The whole film's worth it just for Superman coming back to life, I think. And that whole scene that follows that is superb. But Zack Snyder's film blew me away. It was so good. And everything that I thought was kind of okay became brilliant because I went, oh, it makes so much sense. He actually had a plan. Whereas it sounds like he didn't have a plan before. So what I've done is I've done like an A and B of Zack's version compared to Joss Whedon's version, and I've got to be careful. I can't really call it Joss Whedon's version. It's Warner Brothers' version. You know, I don't think this is particularly how Joss Whedon would have made a film. So I think it's a little bit unfair to say it's Joss Whedon's version. He was working to a mandate and doing what he was told, and you can argue as much as you like about that. But look at that shot there. Wonder Woman in London. Even though I think she went to Paris. I think we found that out later on. But it is cool. So on the left is the 4x3 Zack Snyder version. On the right is Joss Whedon's version. Have you got that? And what I've kind of done is I've pretty much just left the stuff on the left. The stuff is Zack Snyder's film. That stuff, I've left that on the left, and I'm just going to let that run pretty much. Not all the time, but pretty much just going to let that run. And then I've, on the right, included the shots that Joss Whedon picked in order to cut it down. So wherever you see black there, imagine that black is actually a cut point for Joss. Got it? Okay, I think you'll get the idea as I skim through it. So I'm just going to scroll back to the beginning and let's go through this. This is going to be settle back, get a coffee, pause the video. This might take some time. It is only one scene. I'm not doing the whole film. I'm not doing 4 hours. Don't worry. It's going to probably be another 5 minutes or so. But settle down and enjoy as we delve deep into comparing Zack Snyder's film with the film that Warner Brothers wanted. So here's the start of what I thought was a bank heist. I thought that when I watched let me keep calling it the Joss Whedon version. When I saw the Warner Brothers version, I thought it was a bank robbery we were witnessing, but it turns out it wasn't. And I'll explain why I thought that. So here we are in London. That's the Shard. That's Tower Bridge, not London Bridge, as a lot of people like to call it. Superman's dead, and we're commemorating it all over the world. And here are the two vans with the baddies in. Zack stays with them a little bit longer. A little bit more time spent with Zack. That is St. Paul's Cathedral. And there's the front of it there. And then further down, you see here, this is the first time we see that statue. And that statue, which wasn't in the Joss Whedon version, you can see, hence the black at the side. The Joss Whedon version didn't have this shot. Now, this shot tells me, as somebody who knows London, I lived there for 20 years, that is the Old Bailey. So we're at the Old Bailey. Now, if all Joss did was give us this shot, which is this lovely sculpture on the side of the building, and as far as I was concerned, I didn't know where that was. Sculpture's not famous there. Something that's interesting about this is there's a couple of takes. I've looked at various takes of this shot, and they are different. The cars are in different locations, but the people in the far back of the shot there, they don't move. So I think they're cutouts or models or mannequins or something. You can see they're absolutely static. Two vans arrive. Oop, I don't know what I did there. That was a mistake. It grabs the case. It's not perfectly matched up at that point. And here you can see the difference. I was just pausing there. You can see the difference in colour in the skin. How Joss is much more, the blood is drained out of the skin of the humans. It is much bleaker, which I prefer, by the way. I love it. So they then go in, and again, I'm still thinking this is a bank. Though I don't know why there'd be a police officer with a gun at a bank, but and what you see here is, are we about to see on HBO Max somebody been shot in the back of the head? No, he zooms the camera in Joss Whedon's version, and you don't see him get shot. Whereas Zack's like, no, let's go back and see the whole brutal killing right off the bat. And it looks like he gets shot from more than one angle. Then they drag him. And then so they're trying to disguise they're trying to disguise the fact that they've just done this, so they don't want to draw attention to themselves. Now look at this here, this lovely shot here. If you stick on, so Joss Whedon's going to cut away from this case in a second, but Zack stays with it. And what I really like is this next shot is how the turn is the turn of the camera is motivated by the falling paperwork falling down the stairs. Look, poof. Not nice how the camera's following the papers. Now, this is the first time that you start to realize, oh, this isn't a bank. This is the Old Bailey. Again, I'm getting the idea it's the Old Bailey. Not so much. Although there are lawyers in the background in Joss Whedon's version. It's just, you have to be quick to spot them. So Zack's staying with the case. Big deal. He's following it all the way through its journey into the building. People are following all around. Just there, I'll just go back because it kind of bugged me a little bit. Don't ask me why. But as he comes up the stairs, Joss doesn't show his face, so it's not absolutely clear to the viewer that we're still following the guy with the case. Although he is carrying a case, I understand that. But we're dummies. We need to see that wide shot there. We need to see the guy carrying a gun, and we didn't even see the gun in Joss Whedon's version. So it wasn't clear to me, are we still following the guy? The case goes in. We see all the schoolgirls there who are on some sort of tour. Everyone's getting thrown around and dealt with. Here is where we... paperwork's flying. And went to this big room. All the girls have been led through, lined up against the wall. Right, so this is to do with the setting of the bomb. So Joss pretty much has the bomb set up to go off straight away. Now the guy will, on the left, will walk away from the bomb, whereas Joss cuts to this shot so that he can cut back to the guy setting the bomb. But we're going to see that in a second because there's so much. Zack does a lot of work here in terms of he leaves the gun and the case. The guy goes to make a call. I think he's calling I can't hear it, but I think he's calling the police to say we've got hostages. And that's important for a shot that comes up in a minute. A little bit of humanity here. People are scared. Little girls are scared. These are kids. This is terrifying. And I'm presuming this is sometime later because all the police are now there. Zack hasn't set the bomb yet, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense in Joss's version because he's already has he set the bomb off yet? Let me just check. Did he set the bomb there? No, Joss hasn't set the bomb off yet. Okay, so they both go to the window. I guess that's sometime later. Now, the telephone call told us that he has hostages. So this is why the guy shouldn't take the shot. But the phone call was cut out of Joss Whedon's version, so it doesn't make sense that he doesn't take the shot. Just take the shot, kill the guy. They don't know there's hostages. And as a viewer, that's what you're thinking. We don't get any of this in Joss Whedon's version. Lots more with the police. And then we come to this shot here. Now, this is the shot that I got my knickers in the twist. This is what got my knickers in the twist the most, this shot. It wasn't until I saw Zack Snyder's version that I realized, because we know we're about to see Wonder Woman standing on this thing, I realized that she is on the building where the action's happening. I thought she was like, the Batman shot on top of the Chrysler building? I thought She was just standing in somewhere in London, looking over the city. I'm looking after everyone and all the citizens of London. I didn't realize she was actually there where the crime was happening, because I haven't seen this statue before. Zack showed it, but Joss doesn't show it. So it didn't add up to me. And all the vehicles are there. It doesn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. So let's see how different these shots are. So Zack is not focusing so much on the statue. This shot is pretty much focusing on the vans and the activity going on down below. Police are there, all blue lights are flashing. But if you look at over on the right-hand side, Joss is focusing on these two dishes. Now, if you actually look, you can see the sculpture, the gold sculpture is, if you look at the one on the right, you can see it sitting on top of this plinth thing. Whereas the gold sculpture on the right looks to be sitting in a different position, like it's further down the plinth. And potentially, they've positioned these two dishes to cover up what's going on in the street. And I don't know why. Why would you do that? And we're looking at this. What's so important about the dish? Why are we looking at a dish? Whereas Zack is showing us confusion on the streets. And we're still looking at the dish. What's the dish all about? Is somebody on the dish? Is there a bomb on the dish? But I don't understand the dish. And then it's like, oh, there's nothing. The dish isn't important. It's just a fabulous shot, and that is a fabulous shot. Different takes. Of course, everything there is CGI, I think, apart from London. Look at that. Doesn't she look fantastic? Though she should be careful. You can fall off there quite easily. So, careful now. Then, here we go, finally. Zack has them set the bomb as soon as they arrive. Joss has them set it later. That's not strictly true, what I've said there, but it's been a little while, I would have think. Lots of passing of time. But he's now setting the bomb off, having spotted the police. Wonder Woman has arrived. She's on top of the building. He's got the bomb ticking. Joss hasn't set his bomb off yet. So she wants to know what's going on. And she talks to this guy, and he gives her a little bit more information.
The lasso of Hestia compels.
He kind of points out that they're not doing it for any particular reason.
Who are you?
We're a small group of reactionary terrorists. We know that sin has brought on this plague.
Boring. Why the hostages?
We have no demands. We're just stalling the police while we do it.
While you do what?
You're too late. The countdown's already begun. In a few minutes, four city blocks.
So they're just stalling the police. Sorry, I've had to shut up there to try and hear what was going on. You can see there's a little bit more dialogue there. There were 30 seconds into Zack's bomb, and Joss hasn't even set his yet. Sorry, just to pause there. We're getting a lot more kind of humanity, I think, from Zack's version. You see lots more shots of the kids, terrified kids, whereas Joss's version has got that. But I just think there's more going on in Zack's version. Clutching of hands. Finally, the bomb is activated in Joss's version. What's it say? 20 seconds, it says. I think the other one said 57 seconds. So literally 20 seconds left, and everyone's going to die. And then in she comes, slow motion. So I did actually put timers on the original edit, and I realized, well, if everything's going into slow motion, the timers don't mean anything. Different shots used for her arrival. I prefer Zack's shot just because she looks much more dramatic. Now, notice that 2 shots have been fired at her. It will then go into slow motion, and she looks at the 2 shots, or looks at him. 13 seconds left on the bomb in Zack's. Then he fires 2 more. So he actually has fired 4 shots at her so far. 12 seconds. The ball. Right, she's not got long. So she's going to... Look how fast she does this. I'll just play it. And I love how it's drifting from... Zack is going from slow motion to fast motion. The force that she throws these people around. It's just awesome. Look at that. All this Joss didn't use. Look at it. She's just throwing them around like rag dolls. And she jumps through the roof. He shoots her as she leaves. in Joss' version, she jumps into an attic area and then throws the bomb through a skylight. In Zack's version, she jumps all the way out and then throws it up into the sky. Again, more slow motion. But look at this. Look what we get. Look at that. This person's a legend. I'm seeing hero all over Zack's version. Much more hero, much more humanity. Look at it. And now he's going to shoot them, and they're all going to die because Wonder Woman's not there. Oh, he's got no bullets left. So he turns around, and then Joss picks up the shot here. Gets the machine gun. So we missed all that tension. They were about to die, and now now they've got a few more seconds. And then he does this. They all think they're going to die. A bit more humanity there in Zack's version. Tension. And here she comes. Look at this. And he can't believe it. And then he switches his gun to is it full auto? Again, slow motion. And they're put in slow motion like this next to the speed of her catching these bullets, which you'll see in a minute. It's just so cool. Like here, look at that. I love it. This is awesome. This isn't serving the plot at all. This is literally just showing you how awesome Wonder Woman is, which I'm very happy to watch. To be, as far as I'm concerned, I think she's awesome.
I don't believe it. What are you?
A believer.
He's out of bullets. He changes. Too late, buddy. And she does this old boom. Now this is the point where. And she does that explosion. If you're thinking, well, the kids would die too, no, she does it in a direction. It's directional when she does that. So he's like blown to smithereens by her awesome power. And then the screen goes to a whiteout on Joss's version, and then mixes through to Bruce Wayne clomping through the mountains to go and find Aquaman. Whereas in Zack's version, we're spending some time with the police again down below. There's the guy's hat. He's now dead. And it's just like, apart from the damage to property and listed buildings in London, she's just saved a bunch of people and she's a hero. So every time we're introduced to one of these characters, we're seeing them being a hero. We're presenting them as heroes. Now, there's something quite sweet happens here. I'm going to let it play just because I think there's a significance to it. This little girl says, "How I want to be when I grow up. I want to be like you. Ooh, ooh. I want to swim like you. I want to dance like you. Do boo boo do." She, and there's so much made of this by Zack that I'm pretty convinced this girl, and paused it, is significant to later storylines. I think it's almost without any question. She's going to be like the new Wonder Woman or something, sometime in the future, or probably a baddie. So that's it. That's my sort of A and Bing. Now, that was me rushing through it, and my intention was to maybe just put that A and B side by side up separately to me boring you all by talking over the top of it. These are just my opinions. I'm no expert. I do work in television. I have studied film, but maybe you know more than me. I presume you will. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Is there anything else in the film that happens later on that you'd like me to A and B and look at? If this is a successful video, if it's popular, I'll definitely go back to the film and do another scene, and we can talk through that. There's lots more interesting things at play in Zack Snyder's version. The fact that Lois Lane gets pregnant, and at the end of the film, we see her carrying items into the house, and one of the things she's carrying is a basket. I'm not sure, a basket, a baby's cradle, and I'm not really sure if the thing she's loading into the house at the end of the film was changed to a box in Joss Whedon's version, or whether Zack changed the box into a cradle in his version. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. But it's so much to talk about. It's such a rare thing to have both films existing the way they do. And it's just so interesting. And again, I don't take this, I don't think he's the world's greatest person, but I don't think that the body of work that happened in 2017 is necessarily all of Joss Whedon's fault if you don't like it, because how do you turn 4 minutes into 2 hours? That to do that in itself is a phenomenal skill. And then all the reshoots, the working of it, the getting people's diaries so that you could actually do it because it was unplanned. It must have been an absolute nightmare, an almost impossible task. So it's a massive skill and achievement to have been able to do that. I think it was the wrong thing to do. I don't think studios really know what they're doing half the time. They need to be a little bit more bolder and a bit more belief in the wonderful nature of movies and storytellings, and just go with the flow and entertain us. Stop looking at spreadsheets. Let me know what you think. I really appreciate you spending time and watching this video. Please do leave a like. It helps me enormously if you do that. And I've just turned the speakers down. I may have been booming out of there. And also, if you can subscribe, that would then you'll know. Especially if you hit that notification bell, you'll know when I upload more and more videos. It only takes action like that from you guys to encourage me to do more videos. So please do. Again, comment section down below if you've got your thoughts, opinions, or if you'd like me to look at other things. And I'll see you there. But in the meantime, thanks again for watching. Take care and cheerio. I have to hit stop record. This was recorded live. Take care. Bye-bye.